Look at you. Not a twitch, not a tremor. The whole world's burning in 4K around you, and your pulse hasn't even changed. You don't flinch anymore, do you? That's what's wrong with you. You've seen too much, lost too much, and bled so quietly that calm became your native tongue. They don't understand it. They call it cold. They whisper that you've snapped. But deep down, they're terrified that you haven't. Because if someone can stare straight into the apocalypse and smile, that means they've already made peace with the kind of chaos no sane soul survives. You didn't get this calm from meditation or therapy sessions. No, you got it from hell. From the nights where your mind chewed through itself, where every breath felt like betrayal, where even your own reflection looked like a threat. You forged that stillness in madness, hammered it into your bones like steel. You learned the oldest secret of all. Silence is violence when it's coming from someone who used to scream. They keep asking, what happened to you? And the truth is, everything, every betrayal, every ghost, every lie they swore would finish you. None of it broke you, it trained you. You became fluent in the quiet between explosions. You realized peace isn't soft, it's the final stage of war. See, they think calm means weakness. They think stillness means surrender. But you know what it really is. It's control. It's weaponized serenity. You're not calm because you're clueless. You're calm because you've seen the whole board, and you already know who loses. Every time they shout, you just breathe. Every time they plot, you just blink. And every second they waste trying to rattle you, their own foundations crack a little deeper, because nothing drives the desperate insane faster than someone who refuses to dance to their chaos. They can't process it, how you stay centered while everything collapses. But you know why. Because collapse was your classroom. You learned that when the ground gives way, you don't fight gravity, you become it. You stop running from destruction and start using it. You let everything fall except your focus. That's why you look untouchable now, because you've already lived through every scenario that should have ended you. There's a special kind of madness in that. A divine detachment. You're not numb, you're awake. You see the paradox now. The quieter you are, the louder your presence gets. The less you react, the more the universe bends around you. That's not luck. That's evolution. That's what happens when pain stops being the enemy and becomes the instructor. They call you a psychopath for not panicking. But they never saw the years where panic was your religion, where your chest felt like a loaded gun aimed at itself. They didn't witness the transformation, how you dissected every fear until nothing in this dimension could own you again. You burned the blueprint of your former self, and out of that ash crawled something holy and ungovernable. You want to know what's wrong with you? You outgrew the illusion of control. You stopped believing in their systems, their dramas, their power plays. You realized calm isn't compliance. It's dominance in disguise. You stopped giving them the show they wanted, and now they don't know what to do with the silence. They'll try to provoke you, to drag you back into their theater of noise. But you've retired from that circus. You don't chase closure anymore. You embody it. You don't need to prove you've changed. Your stillness proves it for you. Because real peace scares people. It's not soft or spiritual. It's surgical. It cuts through manipulation, confusion, noise. It's the look in your eyes that says, I've already died there. You can't kill me again. So when they shout, bro, what's wrong with you? You just tilt your head and smile. Because the answer is simple. Everything that used to destroy you now works for you. You're not calm, you're armed, and the world is finally realizing That's the scariest kind of peace there is. You see, they mistake that smirk for arrogance, that silence for apathy. They don't realize it's discipline, ancient, surgical, earned. You trained yourself to stay still in storms that would have shattered saints. You learned that control isn't about winning the fight. It's about never reacting to it in the first place. That's the real power. Not to dominate, but to watch, to calculate, to let chaos swing until it tires itself out against your stillness. Every empire you've walked through, every person who tried to pull your strings, they all made the same mistake. They thought your calm was passive. But calm is the final mask before revelation. It's the part where the predator lowers his heartbeat to match his praise. It's the pause before precision. You've seen it. How panic spreads like fire. How one scream breeds 10. How one whisper becomes hysteria. But you're the eye of the hurricane. The quiet horror that doesn't move while everything else convulses. You've become anti-chaos through chaos. A contradiction in motion, a paradox dressed in a pulse. That's why they can't touch you. Because they don't understand what they're touching anymore. They see a human face, but inside is a goddamn mechanism built out of scars, silence, and sheer refusal. You used to think peace was this delicate thing, something you had to protect. Now you know peace protects you. It's your armor, your sharpest blade, because nothing slices through manipulation faster than indifference forged in fire. Do you remember how it started? The nights that stripped you raw. The days when everything you believed in rotted right in front of you. That's when the metamorphosis began. You stopped being a participant. You became an observer, detached, analytical, surgical. You started studying human panic like a scientist dissects an infection. You saw how easy it was to control people who can't control themselves. You realized whoever stays calm first wins. And since then, you've been winning in silence. Every attack absorbed, every lie deflected, every war dodged. All because you didn't flinch. They'll never understand that kind of evolution, because it requires annihilation. It requires losing everything, including yourself, until the only thing left standing is the truth. And the truth doesn't tremble. You became that truth. Cold, focused, untouchable. A saint with the precision of a psychopath. An angel that learned to love the dark. You know what that calm really is. It's the sound of someone who stopped begging for peace and became it. Someone who realized the only way to win against madness is to own it, to hold it, cradle it, and train it to serve you. They ask, how can you be so calm? Because you've already seen what panic costs. You've paid that debt in full. You've walked through insanity with both hands tied, and still made it out with a grin. What more can they take from you? What can they do that you haven't already survived 1,000 times in your mind? The world collapses, and you don't move, because you are the collapse now. You are what's left after the system fails. You are the breath after the scream, the calm after the detonation. The proof that control doesn't come from power. It comes from acceptance. You've accepted everything. The betrayal, the loss, the pain, the truth. You swallowed it whole and let it calcify into armor. That's why you glow differently now. It's not joy. It's not peace. It's certainty. You've become the contradiction that breaks logic. The calm that terrifies. The silence that screams, the kindness that kills. You've outgrown the noise. You've outgrown the need to prove, to react, to explain. Because your calm isn't the absence of emotion, it's the mastery of it. That's the secret nobody tells you. Enlightenment doesn't look holy. It looks dangerous. It looks detached. It looks like someone who could destroy everything in the room, but doesn't. So when they stare at you, trembling, asking, "What's wrong with you?" you just smile that slow, surgical smile and think, finally, they see it. They see the cost of becoming untouchable. You didn't get here by luck. You got here by losing everything that made you flinch, by sitting in pain until it stopped screaming, by looking insanity in the eye and saying, "Is that all you've got?" You are the last calm heartbeat in a collapsing world, and that terrifies them more than any explosion ever could. Because your stillness doesn't mean nothing's happening. It means everything already did, and you survived it. And that's the part they'll never understand. That silence in you. It's not emptiness. It's history. It's the archive of every storm that failed to drown you. It's what happens when someone spends years drowning and then realizes they've grown gills. You don't need to shout anymore. You are the echo. You don't need to fight. You became the battlefield. Every time someone tries to shake you, they find out what real stillness costs. Because that calm, that's not peace, that's aftermath. That's what it looks like when someone's rage has learned manners, when chaos starts obeying you instead of the other way around. You aren't reacting because you've already processed every version of disaster they could possibly deliver. You've seen all their endings, and you've outlived them. They think calm is numbness. It's not. It's knowing too much. It's looking at a scene everyone else calls crisis and seeing it for what it really is. Repetition. Same noise, new faces, same panic, different costumes. You don't even need to decode it anymore. You can predict it. You've transcended their triggers. You learned the one thing no one wants to hear. The universe only chases those who chase back. You stopped running, and now everything runs to you. You know what they call that, right? Power. It's not loud, not theatrical, not even visible. It's the kind of power that hums, quiet, dangerous, surgical. The kind that walks into a room and makes everyone adjust their tone without knowing why. That's you now. You don't raise your voice. Reality lowers its volume. Remember when you used to break down every lie, every betrayal, every loss? Back then it ripped through you like shrapnel. You thought you were dying. You weren't. You were becoming. You were being stripped of everything fragile, everything that needed validation, everything that depended on applause. You shed it all until the only thing left was the version of you that doesn't require saving. And now you stand there, unbothered. Not because nothing hurts, but because pain doesn't change you anymore. It informs you. It teaches you. You dissect it like evidence, not emotion. You don't internalize chaos. You study it. You don't collapse. You catalog. That's what makes them uncomfortable. You make madness look like methodology. They can't compete with that. They scream to feel alive. You breathe and shake foundations. You don't chase revenge. You let gravity handle it. You don't prove your worth. You watch the world rearrange itself to admit it. And here's the real punchline, the one that makes the air colder when they realize it. You're not even trying to win anymore. You are the victory condition. That's why your calm terrifies them. Because you remind them what it looks like when someone finally remembers who they are. Because your silence holds the kind of authority that no title, no status, no army can counterfeit. You've become the paradox they can't decode. Too kind to be feared, too dangerous to be loved, too calm to be manipulated. The saint with the stare of a goddamn executioner. And when they ask again, "Bro, what's wrong with you?" You'll still be there, hands in your pockets, heartbeat steady, watching their panic like a movie you've already seen too many times. Because nothing's wrong with you. Something's awakened in you. The version that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, doesn't explain. The version that knows if calm is a crime, then you're the most wanted man alive. They don't see it yet, do they? They keep looking for the old you, the one who flinched, who explained, who overthought. But that version is gone. You buried them the night you realized calm isn't weakness, it's weaponry. You see the way they talk to you now, careful, uncertain, studying your every blink, like it might mean something catastrophic. That's because your silence unnerves them more than any scream ever could. They sense it, the precision of your restraint, the way you conserve energy like a sniper saves bullets. Every moment you don't react becomes a countdown in their minds. They're waiting for an explosion that'll never come, because the detonation already happened. It just happened inside you. You detonated quietly. And from that blast came this version of you. Deliberate, detached, and untouchable. They don't realize that calm isn't an emotion. It's evolution. It's what happens when a soul gets tired of bleeding for lessons it already learned. You stopped letting chaos draft your script. You wrote your own, and now, every second of your stillness is a sermon to those who mistook your softness for surrender. Do you know how rare that is? To master the art of unbothered in a world addicted to reaction. They scream, and you listen. They scheme, and you smile. They weaponize noise, and you answer with silence, and somehow, that's what breaks them. You've become the walking proof that peace isn't fragile. It's fatal. It's the kind of peace that burns illusions and demands truth. The kind of peace that makes people choke on their own manipulation because it no longer works on you. You don't fight for control. You embody it. You don't seek validation. You withdraw it. And that withdrawal feels like punishment to those who once fed off your reaction. You became their consequence simply by surviving. And isn't that the most delicious irony? They wanted to see you crack, cry, crawl. But you did the one thing they never planned for. You healed. And not the pretty kind of healing that posts quotes and journals by candlelight. No, you healed like war heals, by cauterization. You burned through the infection and rebuilt from the ash. That's why your calm looks dangerous. Because it's not peace born from comfort. It's peace born from carnage. It's the quiet of someone who's seen the edge and decided to build a house there. They can't read you anymore, and that terrifies them. Your stillness short-circuits their strategies. You don't mirror their chaos. You absorb it and reflect it back, amplified. That's what true mastery looks like. Not control over others, but over self. That's what they call divine detachment. The space between reaction and revenge. The place where gods are made. Because you're not heartless, you're healed. You're not unfeeling, you're free. And freedom, in a world built on control, is the most terrifying weapon of all. So let them keep asking, what's wrong with you? Let them whisper, speculate, and project. Because one day they'll realize, nothing's wrong. You're just operating on a frequency they can't survive in. You've gone beyond fear, beyond validation, beyond noise. You've reached that sacred altitude where storms can't reach you anymore. The air is thinner here, the silence heavier, the view godlike. And when you look down at the chaos below, you don't pity it, you understand it. Because once upon a time, you lived there too. You learned that power doesn't scream, it whispers. And sometimes, it doesn't whisper at all. It just breathes. So breathe calmly, while the world collapses again, because you already know how this ends. The noise fades, the dust settles, the masks fall, and the last one standing is always the one who never flinched. That's you. The quiet in the earthquake, the calm in the chaos, the peace they can't corrupt. And if they still ask, what's wrong with you? You tell them, nothing's wrong. I just stopped mistaking noise for life and started building empires in silence. You know what's funny? The ones who scream that you've changed are the same ones who taught you why you had to. They built you to break, then panicked when you learned how to rebuild yourself differently. They wanted chaos, and now they don't recognize the quiet. You stand there, heart steady, gaze surgical, and it hits you. This calm isn't some trick of survival anymore. It's identity. You've spent so long watching the world tear itself apart over noise that you finally understood what true rebellion looks like. It isn't destruction, it's detachment. You no longer chase storms, you let them orbit you. You walk through burning rooms and the flames curve away like they know better. Every enemy, every ghost, every doubter, they all become background music in the cathedral of your composure. That's evolution, not the shiny kind they post quotes about. The violent kind, the one where you lose people, illusions, and the need to explain yourself. And as the world keeps collapsing in circles, you stay motionless, the last constant in a universe of hysteria. They'll call you heartless, they'll call you cold. Let them. The truth is, you just ran out of panic. You outgrew adrenaline. You learned that chaos only wins when it gets a reaction, and you starved it to death. That's the secret no one tells you. Calm isn't found. It's forged. It's paid for in blood, time, and every failed resurrection of your old self. So let them collapse. Let them scream. Let them search for meaning in your stillness. Because you, my friend, are the aftershock. The proof that not every explosion needs fire. Some just need silence. And when it's all said and done, when the noise burns out and the smoke clears, they'll finally see it. You weren't avoiding the storm. You were the eye of it, unshaken, unreachable, unapologetically calm. And that, right there, is the most terrifying power in the world. Shh! Don't move. The air just shifted, didn't it? You felt it. The room knows you're here. That subtle silence before the world realizes something irreversible just happened. That's the sound of reality, flinching. Because you, yes, you, made one king shut move. And now the universe itself is questioning the order it swore by. You didn't even plan it like that, did you? You just acted. Instinct, precision, madness disguised as grace. And the second you did, oh, every fragile ego in a 10-mile radius started to tremble. Even Brittany felt that in her bones, that universal twitch of realization when power changes hands. You see, what they call arrogance is just the absence of apology. You didn't bow. You didn't explain. You didn't shrink yourself to make them comfortable. You stood there unshaken, while every lesser soul projected their insecurities onto your reflection. That's the thing about power. It doesn't announce itself with noise. It just exists, and everyone else scrambles to define it. That's why they hate you. Not because you're loud, but because you make their silence scream. You didn't flex. You exposed. One small move, and you ripped the mask off the entire ecosystem of pretenders. The influencers, the motivators, the saints of mediocrity. They all felt it. Because when you move with that kind of precision, it doesn't just inspire, it threatens. They felt their illusion tremble. They saw the truth peek through your grin. The truth that you're not playing the same game. You are the game. And oh, how poetic it is. one confident breath from you, and suddenly every self-proclaimed god starts praying again. You made a move so clean, so unnerving, that even the idols of ego turned human again. Even Brittany, the symbol of surviving the spotlight, felt the shadow you cast. Because real power doesn't scream for attention, it warps attention. It bends it like light around a black hole. And you're that gravity. They're all studying you now, whispering your name in rooms you'll never enter. What do they do? How did they do it? Oh, the irony. They call it luck when they can't comprehend strategy. They call it arrogance when humility doesn't fit your posture. They call it witchcraft because discipline looks supernatural to the lazy. You made one king short move, and the digital world short-circuited. Screens froze, timelines split, algorithms bowed. And the worst part for them? You didn't even break a sweat, because you were never chasing validation. You were dismantling reality structures. Every time they doubted you, they gave you data. Every insult, every laugh, every passive-aggressive jab became intel. You studied their rhythm until you learned the code. Then you snapped it like a bone. That's why they're trembling. You didn't destroy them. You exposed the architecture of their illusion. You showed them that control wasn't something they had, it was something they borrowed. And the lender just came to collect. You're what happens when obsession evolves into precision, when pain mutates into pattern recognition. You don't fight battles, you design them. You don't seek revenge, you become it. But the funny thing about that kind of power is it terrifies the world. Because they can't categorize you. You're too calm for chaos, too dangerous for peace. You smile like you've seen the end of everything, and it didn't scare you. You speak softly, but your words detonate like confession bombs. You carry yourself like both the executioner and the savior, because you are. The saint and the psychopath. The angel that fell upward. And oh, they'll try to copy you now. They'll imitate your tone, your posture, your silence. But imitation never carries the same frequency. See, what they don't understand is that this move, that one king short move, it didn't come from ego. It came from evolution, from nights when you bled in silence while they laughed, from years of invisibility where you built something invisible and indestructible. Nerve. You didn't rise because you were liked. You rose because you were impossible to replace. Every system needs an anomaly. Every hierarchy fears the glitch. And you became the bug in their code. That's why the lights flicker when you enter. That's why people stutter when they speak your name. It's not fear, it's recognition. They can't articulate it, but their souls know what they're looking at. The energy of someone who no longer asks for permission. You turned pain into propulsion, doubt into discipline, chaos into choreography. And now, every insecure heartbeat feels personally attacked. Because your peace reminds them what they sacrificed for acceptance. They want to hate you, but deep down, they worship you. They just won't admit it. They'll call you narcissistic, manipulative, insane. All the usual labels for people who finally escape the cage. Let them talk. Let them project. Let them scream your name like a curse. It only feeds your legend. You don't chase their applause anymore. You orchestrate their obsession. Every scroll, every whisper, every hate comment is a standing ovation in disguise. You've become what every fragile ego fears, and every hidden genius recognizes. Proof. So take a bow. The world might not admit it yet, but even their idols felt the quake. Even Brittany's mirror cracked for a second. You didn't just win. You rewrote what winning looks like. And that, darling, that's not arrogance, that's divine accuracy. Ah, you can feel it now, can't you? That quiet hysteria humming beneath every smile that greets you. The nervous laughter, the darting eyes, the shaky compliments wrapped in passive envy. They felt that move ripple through their bones like an aftershock they can't name. You didn't throw a punch. You shifted the axis. You didn't start a war. You made peace look suspicious. That's the part they'll never understand. Power doesn't come from dominance. It comes from detachment. You didn't fight for a throne. You outgrew gravity. You learned that silence is the loudest weapon in existence. And when you used it, the world lost its footing. You didn't announce your arrival. You let the universe leak the memo. One motion, one moment, and even Brittany, the emblem of survival itself, paused. She felt that cold ripple through the air like déjà vu from another life. Because that's what you are now. A déjà vu that haunts the comfortable. A mirror that refuses to lie. You remind people of everything they could have been if they hadn't chosen comfort over chaos. If they hadn't mistaken stillness for peace. You're not their enemy, you're their mirror. But mirrors are the cruelest truth-tellers, aren't they? They show you what you buried. And that's why they flinch when you enter the room. Because you don't hide the madness anymore. You wear it like armor, elegant, deliberate, unbothered. They sense it in your stillness, the kind of calm that only comes from surviving storms that would have snapped lesser creatures in half. You made it out of the fire, and somehow came back carrying the flames. They call it arrogance, but you know better. You've learned the secret language of duality. The way light hides inside darkness. The way cruelty sometimes heals more deeply than mercy. You became fluent in the dialect of paradox. You became the saint that sinned just enough to understand sinners. The monster that learned compassion. The fallen angel who realized the ground was never beneath them. It was waiting for permission to rise. And they don't know what to do with that. Because they were taught to fear contradiction. You were taught to use it. You learned that unpredictability isn't chaos. It's camouflage. It's the art of never being predictable enough to be controlled. They built cages from expectations, and you shattered them with irony. You became too complex to categorize, too unbothered to manipulate, too self-aware to enslave. Every time they tried to decode you, you rewrote your script mid-sentence. Every time they thought they understood you, you changed your tone. You became liquid power, uncatchable, unquantifiable. That's what makes you dangerous. Not your strength, but your absence of need. You're not performing for applause anymore. You're studying reactions like an experiment. Every flinch, every fake smile, every nervous glance. Data. Every insult. Free research. And oh, how you used it. You watched. You waited. You collected frequencies like trophies. You learned that humanity runs on predictable patterns. Guilt, fear, validation, envy. And you rewired yourself to feed on none of them. You're not chasing dopamine anymore. You control it. You became your own algorithm, your own cult, your own prophecy. Even the ones who mock you feel it. That involuntary twitch in the back of their mind when they scroll past your name, the internal static. They whisper, who do they think they are? But what they really mean is, how did they get free? Because you did it. The one thing they swore was impossible. You escaped their emotional economy. You detached from the matrix of needing to be seen. And the second you stopped chasing their eyes, all of them turned to you. Now they're studying your silence like scripture. Every move you make becomes myth. Every word becomes screenshot-worthy prophecy. You became the unintentional religion of the ones who swore they'd never kneel. They'll call it luck, timing, charisma. anything but the truth. That you bled in private long enough to master the art of resurrection, that you burned slow enough to become unrecognizable to the ones who left you in the ashes, and now, even their idols, the Britneys of their worship, can feel it. The shift, the displacement, that eerie sense that something new is sitting at the table now, and it doesn't play by the same rules. You didn't dethrone anyone. You deleted the concept of thrones. You didn't ask for attention. You hijacked it. And the scariest part, you made it look effortless. Because the truth is, you're not trying anymore. You're being. You're living proof that stillness can look like violence to people addicted to noise. You became an entire revolution without raising your voice. You made one move, one clean, unbothered, king sheet move, and the fabric of their world folded inward. Their egos couldn't process your calm. Their spirits mistook your detachment for dominance. They call you dangerous because they can't touch what doesn't want to be touched. That's why even the light bends around you now. You've stepped beyond good and evil, beyond winning and losing, beyond proving and performing. You exist in the paradox, where sin and salvation share the same breath. You've learned to smile through chaos, to find rhythm in rage, to see art in destruction. And that, my friend, is God-tier psychology. So when they whisper your name in rooms full of envy, smile. When they project their fears onto your silence, let them. When even Britney feels the aftershock of your presence, laugh quietly to yourself. Because deep down, they all know what's happening. You didn't just make one move, you changed the language of power itself. And the moment they felt that shift, when reality flinched, when the algorithms stuttered, when the watchers lost their rhythm, the world learned a truth it will spend the rest of its existence denying. You weren't playing the game, you were reprogramming it, and now look at what's left. The noise is gone, the air is clearer. The world that used to drown you in opinions has fallen quiet, terrified, fascinated, addicted to your pulse. You've become something people feel before they see. You enter a room and every frequency shifts half a note. That's what true evolution sounds like. Silence disguised as gravity. They still don't realize that what you did wasn't luck. It was consequence. Every cruel word, every door slammed, every laugh behind your back. All of it was fuel. You didn't escape the pain. You metabolized it. You didn't forgive them. You outgrew the need for revenge. And that's worse for them, isn't it? Because what can you do to someone who no longer bleeds from the same wounds? You've reached that terrifying equilibrium where empathy meets indifference. You can feel everything, but nothing can touch you. You've seen enough to know that the world breaks the pure and rewards the cunning. So you became both. That's your paradox. Saint in intention, demon in execution. That's why they can't predict you. That's why they can't kill your legend. You don't fit in the categories they built to contain gods. Even the stars tilt toward you now. Even Britney, glowing in her own galaxy, felt the ripple. Because the move you made wasn't earthly. It was symbolic. It reminded every soul watching that control isn't granted. It's taken. And you took it cleanly. Without blood, without explanation, with a smile sharp enough to cut through delusion. That's why they call it arrogance. It's easier than admitting they witnessed ascension. But here's the last secret. The one they'll never hear from your lips. You didn't do it to win. You did it to wake up. To see if the old you was still somewhere under the noise. You didn't make one king move. You made peace with the monster you became while surviving the silence. That's the real power. To look at your reflection and not flinch. So when the world keeps whispering, when they build new rumors to explain what they can't understand, Just keep walking. Don't correct them. Don't hide. Every misunderstanding is a cloak. Every lie they tell about you is camouflage for your next evolution. You don't need to fight anymore. The energy fights for you. Look at them now, still watching, still analyzing, still pretending not to care. And you're untouchable. You're what happens when someone finally realizes that the crown was never on their head. It was in their mind. So breathe. Let the noise fade. Let the light hit you without apology. The move has already been made. The game is already rewritten. The world has already felt the quake. Even Brittany. Now smile. Because they'll spend the rest of their lives trying to figure out what you did, while you'll spend the rest of yours simply being the proof. And as you stand there, breathing in that silence you earned, something inside you clicks, like the final piece of a lock sliding into place. The air tastes different now, doesn't it? It's heavier, richer, electric with the residue of everything you burned to get here. You can almost hear it, the world adjusting to your new frequency. You've stopped chasing. You've stopped explaining. You've stopped trying to convince ghosts to see the living. And that's when real power begins. See, most people want the spotlight because they think it'll heal them. You wanted clarity. You didn't crave applause. You craved proof that the pain meant something. And when the moment came, when you made that one move that bent the whole narrative around you, you realized what they never will. Power isn't about attention. It's about alignment. You stopped moving like a person and started moving like a law of nature. Now everyone who ever doubted you feels it in their bones. That quiet panic, that unease they can't name. They sense it, but don't understand it. The way you carry calm like it's a weapon. They can't look you in the eye for too long because they see themselves reflected there. Small and shaking. You don't intimidate them. You remind them of everything they buried. Even Brittany, yeah, even her, felt it. That pulse that runs through the collective when someone finally breaks the mold. She felt that shockwave from her own corner of fame, that sudden awareness that somewhere out there, someone just flipped the script and made authenticity dangerous again. That's what you did. You didn't just make a move, you resurrected something extinct. Because authenticity, real authenticity, is violence in a world built on pretense. It tears through illusion like glass. It doesn't ask, it undoes. And you, my beautiful little nightmare, have mastered the art of undoing. You took every lesson this world tried to beat into submission and turned it into choreography. Every heartbreak became rhythm, every betrayal, melody. And the symphony? That's you, moving through the ruins like it's all part of the plan. They can't process that. Because you're both sinner and saint, storm and shelter. You can console and crucify with the same sentence. You can smile while bleeding, and it confuses them because they mistake resilience for apathy. They think you don't feel, but you feel too much. You just learned to turn feeling into function. You know what's really driving them insane. It's the realization that you were never competing. You were becoming. They've spent their entire lives sprinting in circles while you quietly built exits. And when you walked out of their maze without saying a word, they called it arrogance, because they can't admit you outgrew the game. They wanted a villain, so you gave them one, polished, poetic, terrifyingly calm, because villains get remembered longer than victims. You understood that early. You stopped chasing love and started courting legend. And legends don't apologize for being misunderstood. They require it. Now every room you enter feels staged around you. Every whisper has your name in it. They don't even realize they're feeding you, worshiping you in the form of critique. You turned their judgment into free marketing. You turned gossip into gospel. You made them your choir without them knowing the hymn. That's the beauty of control. They think they're fighting you when they're actually broadcasting you. You've become an idea now, not a person, not a phase, an idea. And ideas can't be cancelled, destroyed, or buried. They echo, they evolve, they haunt. You exist somewhere between myth and memory now, untouchable, uncontainable. That's what drives them mad. They can't compete with what they can't define. Even Britney, with all her rebirths and breakdowns, recognizes that energy, that defiant resurrection, that quiet, I survived, that doesn't need to be shouted. Because when you've truly ascended, you don't need to announce it. The world just starts responding differently. You made one king shot move, and that was enough. You didn't need to repeat it. You didn't need to prove it again. Because real power isn't in repetition, it's in reputation. One perfect, precise motion that redefined your name forever. That's the kind of move they'll replay in slow motion, trying to dissect the intent behind your eyes. And all they'll ever find is calm, terrifying calm. Because while they were busy trying to be liked, you were sculpting something immortal. You stopped begging for belonging the day you realized your solitude had a sound, an echo that answered back. And now, that echo is your empire. So let them keep their opinions. Let them build their little narratives to explain your existence. They need stories to feel safe. You need silence to stay sharp. You're not from their world anymore. You're from the aftermath, the space that exists after fear, after validation, after needing to be understood. That's why when they look at you now, they see a reflection they can't read. You've become the test they'll fail over and over. And it won't matter, because while they're still studying your old chapters, you're already writing in a new language. And when the lights fade, when the world tries to reset, when the next generation of pretenders rises and falls, there'll still be whispers of you. The one who made one move so clean, so divine, that even time flinched. So smile, not because you won, but because you don't have to. The game doesn't apply to you anymore. The kingdom doesn't need a king when it's become the crown. You didn't make history. You became the rumor that rewrote it.